listening to Crystal Clear Lore, a Wormsong production. Taika Ropiha slipped out of the village long after the last fire had sunk to embers. He had one reason, and one reason only: a girl, Hine. Hine Moko was the most beautiful creature he had ever seen, probably in the whole world. If the world was honest, her hair rivaled the night sky, a living absence of light that swallowed stars whole. It poured down her back in thick waves, heavy as storm clouds, threaded with a single impossible streak of red, the exact color of dawn slicing open the night. Her skin was sun-warmed riverstone that drank light instead of throwing it back, keeping every ray like a secret against her heart. Across her cheekbones and the bridge of her nose danced a faint scatter of gold. Not freckles, but embers. Taika was certain, left by some god who had kissed her once and forgotten to leave. And her eyes, those were his undoing. Dark green-brown Pō-nā-turi, a type of jade, dragged fresh from the Arahura River, still dripping mountain water, ancient and dangerous and impossibly alive. When she looked at you, it wasn't a glance. It was an act of creation. Galaxies spun up behind her pupils. Stand close enough and you could see the tide itself moving inside them. He was still drowning in those remembered eyes as he crept between the sleeping house and down the sandy path to the beach. Earlier that day, she had caught him staring, again, and instead of scolding him, she had smiled, slow and sweet, and told him to meet her here when the village slept. "How will I find you in the dark?" he whispered.
"I'll flash a light,"
she had answered, voice like warm honey over stones.
"Whistle when you see it, and I'll come."
Now the light blinked once, twice, 3 times out on the black water. Taika's heart leapt so hard he nearly laughed. He grinned like a fool and whistled, loud, clear, impossible to miss. The light pulsed once more, then died. He stood, straining into the darkness, waiting for the soft pad of her feet, for the red streak in her hair to catch the moonlight, for her to run laughing into his arms so they could finally speak the words they had both been carrying like treasures. There, movement. Shape shifting at the edge of the waves. "Hine! Hine!" he called, voice cracking with joy. "Over here!" He took one eager step forward. Taika never noticed that what moved toward him across the wet sand did not move like something human. And it was not just Hine. They came up the sand on short, thick legs, squat and wrong, like children carved from driftwood and given too many joints. Moonlight slid off their skin the way it slides off wet seals. Pale, the color of bone left too long in the tide. Every one of them had thick, matted hair, the exact red of the single streak that burned through Hine's.
"Taika!"
Hine said, soft as a lullaby.
"You came."
He tried to answer, but the sound stuck in his throat.
"I brought friends,"
she continued, tilting her head with the same sweet smile.
"I hope you don't mind."
The nearest creature lifted its face and looked at Taika. Its eyes. Something was wrong with them. They looked like fish eyes. Taika quickly looked away before he became sick.
"This the one?"
it rasped, voice like shells dragged over stone. Hine's smile widened, slow and fond and terrible.
"Oh, yes,"
she said, still looking only at Taika.
"This is him."
The red-haired things moved all at once. No hesitation, no sound except the wet slap of broad feet on sand. They swarmed forward in a closing crescent. Too fast, too many. And the moon caught on rows of small, sharp teeth that had never belonged in any human mouth. The creatures forced him down. Rough hands like barnacled stone pinned his shoulders, shoved his knees into the wet sand until the tide licked at his thighs. "Why, Hine?" His voice cracked open, raw and small. "Why?" She stood over him, moonlight carving her shadow long across the beach. For a moment, the sweet girl flickered back into her face. Then something older, vast, and grieving rose behind her eyes and swallowed it whole.
"Why?"
Her voice was no longer honey. It was the sound of river choked with plastic, of forests coughing smoke.
"Because your people poison the ocean that feeds me. Because you dig up the bones of my ancestors for roads and car parks. Because every time you looked at me, you saw something you wanted to own, to touch, to take, never once asking what I am or who I am."
She stepped closer, The red streak in her hair flashed like a warning flare.
I am not your sweetheart, Taika Ropia. I am the sea's memory. I am what waits when the Menehune has had enough.
He flinched as her hand rose, but the slap never came. Instead, her fingers brushed his cheek, gentle, almost tender, and left a track of salt water that burned like acid.
I could have loved you too,
she whispered, so quietly the waves nearly stole it.
That's why it has to be you.
A single tear slid down her cheek, bright as a star, and fell to the sand where it hissed and smoked. Then she turned and walked into the night, barefoot, hair swallowing the starlight. Behind her, the Pō-nā-turi smiled with too many teeth. Dawn was still hours away, and the creatures had all the time in the world. Taika closed his eyes and waited for the sun that would never reach him in time.
Welcome back to Crystal Clear Lore. I'm your host, Crystal Lance, and I'm back in my recording closet with my producer, Brady.
Hola.
No, we're not speaking Spanish today, honey. Instead, we're going to be over in New Zealand.
Oh, crikey. Do they say that there?
No, that's more Australian.
Oh, my bad.
You're close.
It's pretty close.
They're right next door.
Aren't they like neighbors?
They are. So this week we're going to talk about the Pō-nā-turi. They are sea creatures around New Zealand specifically. They are Māori creatures, which are what the natives are called there on New Zealand, not Australia.
Okay.
Because
yes, we're talking about New Zealand today.
Yes. More Pacific Islander type of lore, like the Menehune.
Oh, okay. Perfect. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to enjoy these island ones.
Yeah, I wanted to do more with it because the Menehune really opened up how much lore and folklore and religion and all this stuff is there that we just don't talk about. But there's a lot to it.
And that was kind of the point of this podcast, is it not?
Yeah.
So go and give us some ratings and reviews on your favorite podcast platform. And make sure you just, like, in general, tell everybody about us. We need to get the word out so you all can learn about some cryptids.
Okay, so description of the Pō-nā-turi. They are short, squat, and humanoid. They have red hair that is said to be seaweed-like. White. They have white skin, and they have fingers that end in these long claws. There's some debate over if they are scaled, like fish, due to their existence in the water, or if they have more like pale flesh,
Ooh.
like a corpse.
Okay.
So,
like what texture of flesh? Like
slimy?
normal flesh texture, but just pale.
Yeah, like human flesh.
Ew, like a zombie.
Probably a little slimy if I had to guess, though, because water existence.
Sure.
So it'd be like frog flesh.
Okay, I don't like frog flesh.
What is that? Okay, we're moving on from frog flesh. Ew. So one thing that I definitely did with the story that is not part of their lore is I made them kind of like not really guardians of the Menehune.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
The planet, not the galaxy, just the planet.
Oh, I was thinking too big again.
Yeah, you're always going too big. I think small. It's just hard
It's
for
not
you.
the size of the imagination.
Jeez. Dang it. So yeah, they're probably not that. And then I kind of was playing with Hine being I'm not sure, like I was trying to find this balance between her being like a goddess or being just some kind of entity that really was that represented the earth itself. And
Okay.
that part though is not based in folklore, so I do want to start with that.
I mean like an ambassador?
Yeah, I don't.
Or something like that?
Yeah, I don't think Hine's probably, you could probably find where she's based off of because there's probably something like that in the lore.
Okay.
But the Pō-nā-turi seem to actually be just malevolent little demonic things that come out of the water.
I see.
So yeah, they hide in the sea during the day, and they are only coming onto the land at night because sunlight is deadly to them. If they get hit with sun, they die.
Okay, kind of like a vampire.
Yeah,
Probably more painful, I'd imagine.
probably. That doesn't ever say, I couldn't find any lore was like, oh, well, they explode or they melt or anything like that. They're just like, nope, they die.
No, okay, hear me out. I imagine for whatever reason, this is a trip into my brain.
Oh, boy.
They get hit with the sun, and then it's like their skin turns into like potato chips kind of texture. Just
Guess what I'm not eating for a few months. Thanks for ruining chips.
What about Takis?
No.
Almost sounds like Taika,
No.
the main character's name.
Still can't eat Takis.
We're not brought to you by Takis yet,
Yet.
but you just wait.
We're working on it.
We'll have to change the name of the podcast to Spicy Lore.
That's going to get so many mixed ratings and reviews, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't Google that one.
So they come on. Let me go back to my notes here. Mr. Tangential.
Yep.
So they come onto the land at night, but they do avoid open exposure. They tend to stick to shadows or mist-covered areas, and they return to their home base before dawn. Their home base is called Manawa-Tane, and it is a cave that no sunlight can reach into, and thus it keeps them safe during the day.
Okay.
It's apparently lit by phosphorescent pearls and shells, and people have figured that it's off the east coast of North Island.
Yeah, and the thumbnail for this episode's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a fun one.
Colorful.
So they go on to land for a couple reasons, not good ones. Well, one is good. They are, in one of the stories I was able to find, they go on land to like hold religious ceremonies for their gods.
Okay.
The other one is that they like to eat human livers and they like to make human slaves. So they do try to kill and capture us.
Great. I don't like that part.
No, that was the part I was like, well.
The other one was a little bit more, a little bit more wholesome, slightly.
Yeah.
Depending on how you look at it.
They're kind of lumped, which is so weird because they're like straight evil. These are definitely like, quote unquote bad guys, right?
Yeah.
They're cataloged as, oh my gosh, Maewaho, which most people have translated to mean like goblins or fairies, and they're often lumped in categories similar to the Menehune.
Oh.
The Menehune, though, at most they just trick you. These guys will just kill and eat you or make you their slave. Like that doesn't,
I see. It's all bad.
It's
all bad, guys.
It's all bad.
I don't want to get eaten, enslaved, nothing.
No, it's not great. The two main stories that both have the Pō-nā-turi in it that I was able to find, both of them are about the Pō-nā-turi coming on the land, killing a man, and then that man's son going and killing a score of them as revenge.
As human do.
As a human do, My name is Ignio Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
There you go. Shout out to Princess Bride.
Best movie. Those stories, by the way, we also get like an understanding of their abilities through that.
Okay.
So just to make them even more messed up, they can mimic voices, perform magical chants, and they can devise cunning traps. One source does list them as being able to form a karakia, or like a magical invocation or spell.
I thought you were going to say it's like where they can find their karakias.
No. Gosh dang it. So they perform like these spells or invocations to delay the sunrise. And they can also call up storms to hide their approach onto land.
Dang, that's a lot of power.
Yeah.
Delay the sunrise.
Delay the sunrise.
Boy, good thing we got headlights now.
Yeah, right. I don't know if that's going to do anything to them, but man,
No, it just would get you to work at least.
That's true.
When it's still dark out.
They do have a societal structure in that. So it's kind of like a pyramid, right? Their chief is at the top and kidnap humans being slaves at the bottom.
It's logical.
Yeah, that's what it is. One thing I found really interesting, apparently they have pet mullet fish that can act as a lookout.
Mullet fish?
Mullet fish.
That can act as a lookout?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got little pet fish that are their friends. Oh, what pet fish friend?
I cannot wait till this is a video podcast so we can start pulling up some of this stuff that we talk about up on the screen.
Pet fish.
Oh my goodness. I promise if I had more time in my life, guys, I would put it up. I'd make a video.
Yeah, time's a thing.
Like we do with the reels if you've seen our reels, but yeah.
They might want to pull that section out for a reel. And then in the story, I have it where, like Hine says, well, I'll flash a light, right? And then you'll be able to find me.
Yeah.
Well, apparently flashing lights near the shore are a sign that the Pō-nā-turi are close.
Oh.
And then if you whistle, you summon them.
Oh, boy. So he did both.
He did both.
In the story.
They can also make strange noises by the shore, too.
Okay.
To kind of like a sign, like, ooh, they're nearby.
So it's kind of like a siren, almost, in its sense of like making this luring.
Yes and no. There's
false sense of security of some sort.
There's like some siren, like, tendencies aren't the word I'm looking for, but that's the word my brain is pulling up. It's not coming to me because my brain is big
that's
dumb.
okay.
But there are some similarities.
Yeah,
there are some similarities to sirens. Like, especially when it comes to, like, tricking them, kidnapping them, murdering them. Not mermaids. We're not talking about mermaids. We're talking about sirens here. So just a little tangent. But
those often get confused.
yes. But they also are different because these ones come onto land, whereas sirens are pretty much water-based, except for, like, the random rocky outcropping they climb onto.
Oh, okay.
These ones will come into a village and just decimate the village if they
so
want
they're like
to.
Viking sirens.
Ooh.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Yeah, run away.
No, they are, I could not find a lot of, it's one thing that I'm realizing that I'm kind of struggling with is a lot of the Polynesian, Pacific Islander stuff, like the folklore about it, it's not that well documented.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a lot of word of mouth then.
A lot of it's word of mouth. So
okay. Did you find anybody like on any kind of blogs or anything talking about it then?
I did find a few blogs, and then so what I do is I found like a Wikipedia page, and I link over, and it gives me links, and I go cross check everything.
Yeah, Wikipedia is the best like web to start at.
It really is. I know it's gotten a really bad rap, but it gives you so many good links.
Well, as long as you actually follow their links, it's because then you can start checking the sources, and that leads you to other places, and you start learning more.
Yeah,
Wikipedia is great.
It's a good starting point.
Yeah. I think the rule is as long as it's not about like a famous or a public figure, then it's pretty trustworthy most of the time.
That's true.
But you still should always go and check their sources. But anyway, I digress.
No, that's okay, because I think this is going to be pretty much ending it up. So, a little bit of a summary, right? If you're in New Zealand, and it's on the beach, and it's at night. Sorry, I'm going to choke to death for a second.
Don't do that.
No, I need to for science. If you're on the beach at New Zealand at night and you hear strange sounds or you see lights by the shore, just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. Just don't go that direction.
Just don't go to the beach in New Zealand or something.
At night.
At night. There you go. That's probably honestly what that tale was supposed to be about.
And honestly,
just keep people off the beach at night.
Right. And do not whistle at night near the shore. Which, that's a pretty common theme. I'm seeing a lot of things like don't whistle at night.
I think that's a rule in the forest, too. I believe we may. I don't know if we talked about that in one of our more foresty episodes, the Tailepo, I believe.
The Tailepo, because you're not supposed to whistle at night in Appalachia.
Yeah, exactly. But I've always heard that as a general rule, as don't whistle at night in the forest.
Yeah, don't whistle at night. So, apparently
it's
universal.
This teaches me that no matter the setting, don't whistle at night. So
pretty much.
That was crystal clear for me now.
And stay off the beach at the night beach in New Zealand. Just stay off of it.
There you go.
And then hopefully you don't get kidnapped or made a slave. So
yeah, because if that happens, I don't really think we have good advice for that scenario.
No.
But go ahead and just re-listen to the story. You might learn. I don't know.
I know.
Good luck. Good luck out there, folks. That's really all I can say at the end of all of these because they're all terrifying. Well, let's be real.
The Menehune weren't too terrifying.
Debatable.
Debatable. Fair enough. All right. Well, I am going to wrap this up, and I hope that this made the Pō-nā-turi crystal clear.
Bye.
Bye. Follow us on Threads and Insta at Wormsong Media. That's WYRMSONG Media. Want to reach out to us? Email us at wormsongmedia@gmail.com. Again, that's WYRMSONGMEDIA@gmail.com.